Good morning, everybody, or good evening, or good afternoon, or whatever time it is when you are watching this amazing video, part of a new series called Airbnb Chronicles. This is where I will talk about the exciting part of owning vacation rentals and the bullshit we have to deal with that you obviously don't have planned in your day to deal with. So you got to make do. You got to move things around. You got to leave the gym early. You have to drive 30 miles when your car says it has only 42 miles of gas left, but you can't stop to get more gas because you got to get there ASAP. We'll talk more about other scenarios. This is just kind of the one I'm dealing with currently. So I thought about just sharing that with you guys. So it gives you something to think about. A lot of people think that the short-term rental industry is really fun and you just get to decorate houses and leave reviews for people, but this is the real deal. This is what we got to deal with. So had a family check in yesterday, really nice family. They had checked into a different house 2 days prior that looked great on Airbnb. The guy was a super host, so you would expect a certain level of quality and service from a super host. People got to the house, they walked in, and there had been a fire in the kitchen. Light fire, nonetheless a fire. And all the cabinets were kind of charred around the oven. And the guy just slapped some laminate countertop sheets on the sides, kind of half-ass, just to mask it a little bit, but obviously not repaired. So my clients, my guests, kind of kept walking through the property. It was just very filthy and dirty, not at all what was described online. So they ended up canceling the reservation through Airbnb, got their money back, and they booked my place. So they showed up yesterday, super excited, super happy, loved the house, complimented me a million times on how clean and nice everything is. And then when I got home last night, got a call. Well, first call was the gate code wasn't working. It's in a gated community, so we had to deal with that. That was fairly simple. Second call comes in around dinner time that the bed frame had broken in the master on the king size bed. So I do try to kind of test out the furniture and lay down on things and sit on the couches in between and make sure everything's good. But that's definitely a process I need to improve. So anyway, we talked and they made do with the bed the way it was just for the night. Oh, also the water apparently was not very hot. So the water heater, I don't know. We'll see what's going on with the water heater when we get up there. Got a text this morning again that the bed collapsed at 2 a.m. So they just had to move the mattress over to the ground and, finish that out for the night that way. So super understandable guest, really cool. A lot of people obviously would have maybe taken that a different way. And then the latest and greatest issue that we've got now that I am headed over to see if I can resolve is that there is a gas smell in the laundry room. So obviously there's concern about a gas leak and let's have a gas dryer in there. So we'll see what's going on. But the point of the story is, the point of all these little videos and stories is that when you're dealing with this type of business, you're not just providing a rental or an accommodation, you are providing a service. And that level of service will speak to what kind of rates you get, how often your place is booked, whether you get repeat business, and what kind of reviews you're going to have. Obviously, someone checking in and on the second day they're having to deal with 3 or 4 issues is not ideal. Definitely a learning process on my side for systems I can put in place to kind of alleviate some of these things. But the point is, when issues like this arise, you gotta jump on it right away. Again, my frame of mind, what I think of, what I compare to with my business with these short-term vacation rentals, is I want my houses to be service-wise the equivalent of a Waldorf Astoria or the Ritz-Carlton or any top-end luxury hotel you can think of. If you're staying at a Ritz-Carlton and you wake up in the morning and you turn the faucet on and no hot water comes out, you better believe they're gonna move you to a different room, upgrade you to a suite, give you all these freebies, right? So obviously we don't have the ability to do that when we're leasing out individual houses, but you have to be on the ball. You got to get on it right away. You have to go out to the property. You can't just say, oh, I'm sorry, let me call my plumber and see when he's available, and your plumber is available in 2 days. So now the guest is like, oh, in our case, they're staying for 2 months, but in most short-term rentals, they're there for 2-3 days, maybe a week. So if you tell them, if they're there for a week and you tell them you'll be there in 2 days to fix the issue, that's like half of their stay. So that's not going to be a very good experience for them. Anyway, something to think about. I will post more stories. We've had to deal with a number of these. We've been in this for about 1.5 years now, so we've had some good exposure of different things that have come up. And I will follow up later. I'm not going to do a video when I get to the house. I don't want to broadcast people's business when they're there. I don't think that's good practice. But I will get back on and let you guys know what we find out. And yes, on to a beautiful rainy Thursday in Houston. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey guys, coming to you live from in front of the Flatiron Building in New York City. Not really, not at all. I'm at home. Wanted to post a follow-up to our discussion about pain in the butt Airbnb problems. Let's go outside. It's a very nice day in Houston today. Skies are blue. My house is also blue. So let's have a little chat about what happened with our wonderful Airbnb bed falling apart story. We're joined by our dog, Callie. She is the executive assistant for the Airbnbs. Anyway, long story short, showed up to the house. The bed had indeed completely broken and fallen apart. I'm talking about the wood slats underneath that hold the mattress. So had to go buy a new metal bed frame, kind of makeshift that. But it just, that whole situation brings up a great point about what do you do if you're an out-of-town investor. You really have to make sure you have a management company that you can trust to make sure that they can take care of issues like that immediately and not tell the guest it's going to be another 3 days while your bed is broken. So got that fixed. There was no gas leak. The water heater, of course, worked perfectly normal. I think people expect to turn on the hot water and the hot water be there instantly, which it doesn't do that because the water heater is on the complete opposite end of the house from where the bathrooms are. Bad design initially. So it does take a few minutes for it to warm up. But anyway, all in all, everything's fixed. It wasn't that big of an issue. Of course, when they call, it is always a huge issue to them. But it is what it is. I think we took care of the issue pretty well. And just another thing to log into our system of checks and procedures that we need to implement when people check out and before the new guest checks in. So next time, I already have another issue in mind that we're going to talk about next time, and it's going to be a really interesting one that was pretty expensive to take care of. That is coming up on the next episode. Callie, anything you want to add? Callie's not very interested in being in the video. So I will see you guys soon. Take care.